So I have a funny story. So in 2013, I first heard about Bitcoin and I thought like, wow, this is an amazing concept. This is gonna change the world. It's gonna change everything. And then I put all my savings into Bitcoin. And I remember I bought 25 Bitcoin for $80 a piece. Hey, my name is Marek. I'm an entrepreneur and business owner. And today I'm gonna share with you how I went from 0 to 1 million in less than 3 months by trading cryptocurrencies. So I was like, I already felt like a millionaire, right? And then Bitcoin went from 80 until 200 in, I think it was just a month or two or so. It was insane. And my 2,000 was now worth 5,000 something. I did some trading as well, and then I lose some and I win some. So in the end I had 5,500. And always my dream was to have a MacBook Pro. Don't ask me why. I wanted to have a MacBook Pro. That was like my dream goal. So at that time I had enough money to buy the MacBook Pro. But then I started to become greedy and I wanted to get more. So I ended up taking all the money out, and then I ended up trading and more trading, and I wanted to make more, and I thought I knew what to do. And then Bitcoin went from 200 to 80 in just a couple of hours. It was not even a day, it was just a couple of hours, and it went down like boom, and I felt so terrified, like, oh, I'm losing all my money, I cannot buy my MacBook Pro anymore. And it was so sad. I was really sad, and it took me, I don't know, 5 or even, I think even longer, when I got to that point where I could finally buy my MacBook. And I remember when I bought it, I was so happy, like, oh yes, I can finally buy a MacBook. And I don't know, it was just a funny story. But at that moment, when I went from 5,000 back to, I think it was 2,500, so I only made 500 in that whole process. But I remember that whole process of going down, going up, and seeing people panic selling, panic buying, and I thought like, wow, okay, this is how trading works. Except I was on the other side of trading. I was on the losing side. So I just thought, okay, if I know 5 seconds, 10 seconds earlier what, or even a second earlier what the price is gonna do, and there must be clues, right? There must be somehow a clue to see whether the price is going up or down. I mean, I saw it, but I couldn't anticipate it because I hadn't have enough experience in that. So I knew that it would be possible to get profitable on trading. I just didn't know how. But there were people outbeating me and tons of other people, right? Other people were losing money as well. And so that interested me for a very long time, and that was 2013, 2014-ish. And then I didn't do any trading for a very long time. I did some trading in other markets, stock markets, but like semi-successful. And then in 2017, because people always ask me like, hey, how did you do that? How do you learn trading? And I just did it by myself. And in 2017, when I started again, obviously I failed again in the beginning. I put around $300 into some trading account, and then it went up and it went down a lot faster than it went up, and I was so panicked, and I was like, oh, I cannot afford to lose, because it was my last savings. And my parents, they put me on an ultimatum that I would leave the house. If I have no savings, where am I gonna live? Maybe I'm gonna end up in the street. And so that fear, that was becoming so real, but on the other hand, it was also very liberating. And that's what I always tell people when they ask me about it. It's like, how did you do that? It was not some skill. Of course there was skill, but 80% was mindset, because I came at a point, so side story, I borrowed 2,000 for trading, and that 2,000 went downhill super fast in maybe just 12 hours. So I was like, I'm now in debt. What am I gonna do now? And I'm anti-debt. Okay, hear me out. I'm anti-debt, but I'm like minus 1,200, and I'm so afraid at that moment. Like, what am I gonna do now? And oh, I promised myself that I will never work for a boss anymore, and I could see myself working in the local grocery store again, and I was so afraid. But then something hit me, and something switched inside of me, and that's what I try people to tell them. It's like something switched, and what switched was I wasn't afraid of losing money anymore, because I still had like a little amount left in my trading account, and I thought, okay, if I lose it all, whatever, right? I already made a mistake, I already did it wrong, I borrowed money that I shouldn't borrow, and you know, magically, almost magically, something twisted in my strategy, in my mindset, in my whole point of view, and I started to making profits on it. I started to slowly, like 800, 1200, 1600, 2000, wow, 2500, 3000, 5000, 10,000, like in a matter of 3 days. And it was not a strategy. It was not, I was not doing something differently strategy wise. It was my mindset. It was, I don't care anymore if I lose the rest. And this is what I always try to tell people, is that don't attach your self-worth or your ability to the money you have. And there's plenty of money in the world. Many people, they live so in scarcity of their money. They're so afraid to lose it, so they hold on tight to it. They put it in a savings account, not earning any interest, because they're so used to hold their money tight. But money needs to be flowing. It needs to be rolling, because the more you send out, the more it comes back. Right? The more you send out, the more it comes back. Remember that. And it's true. It's so true. The more you, and don't splendor on useless things. Like, okay, MacBook might be useless if you don't have a lot of money. Just use a normal laptop, $500. It's also doing the work. Here's the thing. If you want to go money flow to you, then you need to invest the money. You need to invest it in yourself first. That's number one thing. Always invest in yourself. And then invest in your business, and then invest in other ventures, but always invest in yourself first, because you are the main vehicle. You are what drives your own finances, your own business, your own personal growth. So that's what I always try to tell people, like how I traded, how I made money in trading. It doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of mindset. That's the most important part. So I have another video for you that I really recommend, because this is about how I retired at age 25, and I think you will love it. So definitely check it out, and I'll put it here so you can watch it right now. See you there. Thank you for watching. Give a like and subscribe on this video, and turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.